so that it rotates the two that it owns a little bit better. Um, we have AI trading, which we've been working on for some time, and we have this thing going. Did it actually? Yeah, it's still working. Good. Okay, and then we could do an AI training team skill, which I think maybe might be done. I'm looking into this thing. It's running it, and we'll see if that actually has been done or not. We could actually test that out. That might be finished. We can make a Twitter trading bot, which we talked about for some time. Twitter has an API now that's much more affordable, so that makes it a lot easier. We could do stuff with prediction markets, right? We could use prediction markets to trade, and then we could also use prediction markets to get data to trade on other markets, right? Because there's the two that we could do, right? Right now, we have this working on my computer, but not yet in BotSpot. Um, Honestly, I don't know. I don't think it'll be that hard to add to BotSpot if you guys want to do it today. I think that's possible, right? Because I was able to get it to actually work and trade, which is like the hard part, right? And I blew my mind that it was like actually pretty easy to do. Um, like we didn't like when we were doing stuff with like Trade Evade or whatever with futures, it was such a pain. We worked on it for weeks. Um, and it's still quite difficult, but uh, Polymarket just makes it so easy. Their APIs are really good. They're modern. They're very willing to give out data. So like Polymarket is was just like surprisingly very easy to get up and running. Um, so if you guys want to add it to our platform, we can work on that today. Or we could also just make it so that we can get data from Polymarket and use it to trade other things, right? That's the other thing there. We could work on an SPX strategy, right, which we've talked about before in the past. We could even use the AI trading team to do that sort of thing. We could use TradingView to create a future strategy. I think I'm going to take that off the list because we've already done that in the past, unless you guys want to do it again, right? But I thought that was using TradingView to create a strategy seems to be like a generally a pretty easy way to make something that's pretty profitable. We could work on the poor man's covered calls. I know Maurizio, you're working on that for a while. We could do a futures momentum bot. We could do a Pelosi or Congress trading. Like I've been thinking about doing something like that for a while because it's like it's an easy thing to explain to people and tends to do very well. We could do insider trading. I think that's another really good one. We could copy hedge funds, right? Like you could actually literally get what a hedge fund owns from the SEC, and you could just copy them, right? We could do factor trading. We've talked about what that is before, or we could look at level two order books, right? What do you guys think about all this stuff? Any questions or comments or thoughts about any of that?
We accomplish them all tonight?
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, what we've been doing the past few sessions is because this AI trading thing takes such a long time, we've been able to do like two things at a time. So we might be able to do two things, right? Depends on what you guys pick, right? We might be able to go like kind of run two things in parallel. That's what we've been doing the past few weeks. And GPT 5.6 just came out, and it's so far been a heck of a lot smarter than the last stuff. So, we could probably do more than one, right? I wouldn't say all of them, but yeah, cool. What are you leaning towards, Gil? What do you like on the list?
I got to be honest with you. I haven't been here the last couple of weeks. I don't even feel I probably owe the right to vote. So I'll let the guys who've been here and put the time in decide tonight what to do and which direction they want to go. So I will probably abstain tonight.
I mean, we definitely gonna get your vote, because like,
You know what? I feel terrible. So, like I said, I have not been around the last couple of weeks. I've gotten so busy, and I feel terrible. So, I don't want to. I don't. And with three of us here, I don't want to be the one that makes that decision. So, I'm going to leave it to the other guys tonight.
I mean, with three of you, it's the vote actually matters a lot, but we could also just have a discussion around it. It's not just like, what you vote on is what we get. Like, I mean, I think it's worth a conversation. And if you have questions about things, then we could do that too. Because
I would push it, given the opportunity, I push it back to you, Robert, say where do you think you're going to get your biggest bang for the buck tonight? And make the most headway. I mean, that for me, since I really don't have an opinion, I'd probably let you steer me tonight.
okay. If you want my opinion, what I would work on, the alpha picks option strategy is super easy. I think we could probably just finish that up. That's a really easy thing to finish up. The only reason why it failed was because we had some issues with our deployments over the past week because we made like a really big upgrade. Like a really, really big upgrade. Like we changed our complete system, how it all works. So that's probably why it failed. But so far, that's all been working really well. So that's probably going to take us like 5, 10 minutes to get this thing done. Right.
Yeah,
And then the AI trading team is something that can kind of just work in the background. It takes such a long time to back test that like you kind of just let it run. Right. And then prediction markets to me is very interesting. Like I said, I personally think this is such a hot topic right now that like, I'm thinking about it a little bit from a business standpoint, right? Not just from a trading standpoint, but like people like this stuff. People love using Polymarket. It's like one of the fastest growing markets in the world right now, maybe the fastest, right? Um, so, part of me thinks about it from a business standpoint to get involved with that because it just seems to be so much demand for it. But the other side of me, the trader side of me, also thinks it's a good idea because there's probably a lot of things we could do because it's a new market, and whenever there's a new market that comes out, there's a lot of inefficiencies, right? So, we talked a few weeks ago about doing arbitrage opportunities between different I guess brokers you'd call them, right? Like Polymarket versus Kalshi versus Predictit, right? And then if there's the same thing on both of them, right? Like for example, we looked at this I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, where when is GPT 5.6 going to come out, right? And there was like the bets were happening on Polymarket and on Kalshi, and they were different, right? One was saying 70% chance for this date, the other one was saying 60% chance for that date, right? So you could like arbitrage that, right? So I thought that was a pretty interesting idea. That would be harder to build because we'd have to have um, more than one broker that it connects to at a time, and we'd have to like make it work with Polymarket and with Kalshi, right? But that to me sounds like a pretty obvious trading opportunity, right? So that's kind of what I think about a lot. And then I also think about like the Pelosi and Congress trading stuff.